In just a few hours of diving on the seabed, a diver can bring back abalone worth more than 50,000 US dollars. A huge number enough to turn a day's work into a fortune. It is this exorbitant price that has turned abalone into white gold of the ocean, feeding a multi-billion-dollar industry and becoming a symbol of luxury on the banquet tables of Asia's elite. But behind the glamour of million-dollar trading sessions lie deadly dangers, undercurrents ready to sweep anyone away, sharks lurking in the dark, and the risk of suffocation in just a few seconds. And then, the globally controversial question arises: is the desire for profit taking humans forward, or is it quietly pushing this rare species to the brink of extinction? The Discover, Abalone Kings, How Divers Harvest Multi-million-dollar Fortune. On the surface, abalone is just a mollusk clinging to rocks on the seabed, but its economic value shocks the world. They are found in cold, nutrient-rich seas, from the turbulent coast of South Africa, the clear waters of California, to the reefs of Australia and Japan. On the international market, 1 kilogram of abalone can cost from 1,500 to 2,000 US dollars, and the total value of this industry is in the billions of dollars each year. That number makes abalone comparable to Alaskan king crab, good bluefin tuna. The million-dollar seafood is famous for its rarity and luxury value. That number makes abalone comparable to Alaskan king crab, good bluefin tuna. The million-dollar seafood is famous for its rarity and luxury value. But it is this very high price that has turned abalone into a fierce hunting target, pushing divers into dangerous journeys on the seabed, and at the same time giving rise to fierce debate. Is this a rare economic opportunity or a gamble that is eroding ocean resources? Behind the lavish banquets with abalone on the table, there are people who risk their lives every day to bring them up from the bottom of the sea. This is not just a job, but a battle with the ocean. Abalone divers must descend to depths of 10 to 20 meters, where water pressure can suffocate the chest in just a few minutes. A wrong breath, a tank malfunction, or a sudden strong current are enough to turn a dive into a trip of no return. Accidental suffocation, decompression sickness, or the shadow of a lurking shark are always a constant nightmare. In many coastal communities, this is a tradition passed down from father to son. Fathers pass on their abalone knives and their underwater survival skills to their sons. They see each catch as a testament to their strength and pride. But on the other hand, international public opinion has repeatedly questioned, is it fair that such a dangerous profession only serves luxury dishes reserved for the upper class? Abalone divers are, to many, symbols of bravery, but to others, they are a stark illustration of the inequality and irrationality of the global economy. Before each dive, abalone divers prepare like they are going to war. Thick wetsuit, air tank, mask, and small pry knife. Everything must be perfect because just one small mistake can cost a life. No one knew for sure whether they would return today with nets full of abalone or not at all. As the body gradually sank into the cold water, the sunlight quickly faded, giving way to the opaque darkness at the bottom of the sea. There, abalone cling tightly to jagged rocks, seemingly peaceful, but a fierce challenge. If you are slow for just a few seconds, they will lock their bodies into the rock like cement, almost impenetrable. The sound of gasping breaths through the air tube echoed in his head, while the pressure gauge blinked incessantly. Time was running out. On one side lay thousands of dollars worth of abalone, on the other, the risk of exhaustion, suffocation, or being swept away by the current. In this moment, The line between riches and tragedy was thinner than ever. A sudden twist was enough to disorient them, get them stuck in the reef, and disappear forever into the cold darkness. This is not just a job, it is a battle for survival, where every minute is as tense as a bowstring. But the question remains, is all this danger just to serve a luxury dish on the banquet table? Or are there bigger secrets behind the abalone industry? Abalone diving has long been considered one of the most dangerous jobs on the planet. Under the cold sea, just one incident with the air tank, a sudden whirlpool, or a moment of lost breathing is enough to turn a dive into tragedy. Every year, dozens of divers die. Some suffocate, some get trapped in reefs, and some disappear forever into the darkness of the ocean. Danger also comes from predators. In the South African waters, the shadow of great white sharks often lurks, forcing many divers to abandon their harvest. Even when they return to the surface, sudden storms can sink small boats and millions of dollars worth of assets. And that is the controversial paradox. On the banquet table, abalone is sold for thousands of dollars per serving. But at the bottom of the sea, each abalone can be exchanged for blood and life. Is this a proud act of courage or a cruel trade-off for a luxury food? In the culinary world, abalone is more than just a delicacy. It's a symbol of luxury. In Japan, live abalone is sliced into sashimi, a thin dish that can cost hundreds of dollars for a small plate. In Korea, abalone is cooked in porridge for children and the elderly as a rare tonic. In China, dried abalone slices are considered a treasure, appearing in royal banquets and still a dish to show off class among the super rich. Abalone is praised for its sweet, crispy taste and rare nutritional value, considering it the king of seafood. It is this contrast that makes abalone the most controversial food. For some, it is an ocean treasure. For others, it is a symbol of greed and inequality. Behind the glitter of million-dollar parties, abalone is the focus of an underground war. The huge demand has caused illegal exploitation to break out in many places, especially in South Africa and Australia. The abalone black market generates hundreds of millions of dollars in profits each year, enough to attract organized crime syndicates. As a result, many wild abalone species have declined by more than 90% in the past few decades, forcing many countries to impose extremely strict fishing quotas, even outright bans in some waters. But this management measure has opened up another controversy. Local fishermen say they are being deprived of their livelihood, while conservationists claim that without drastic action, the abalone will disappear forever. The divisive question remains, is abalone an economic opportunity to be exploited or a natural heritage to be protected at all costs? If blue crab is the seasonal treasure, lobster is the king of luxury, then the American ocean still has another character, seemingly ordinary, but is the foundation of the entire seafood industry. That is, green mussels. $60,000 tons of green mussels, bringing in hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue. A marine product, but with national, cultural, and sustainable marine economic significance. What makes this mussel so valuable? Under the cold waters of the east coast of the United States, thousands of green mussels cling to rocks, wooden stakes or ropes, sunk to the seafloor. To exploit, fishermen must use specialized vessels with dredges or bottom rakes, pulling up heavy layers of mussels. This work is not easy. The mussel-filled net can weigh hundreds of kilos, and when it rises from the water, mud, sand, and algae spill onto the deck, leaving the fishermen struggling in the cold. In some areas, divers have to go directly to the seabed, separate each piece of mussel that clings to the rocks, use knives or rakes to collect it. It is hard work, requiring extraordinary endurance against the bone-chilling cold and great water pressure. The value of each ton of green mussels can increase many times from the time they leave the seabed until they reach the dinner table, turning this arduous exploitation into one of the million-dollar sources of income for American fishermen. In the factory by the port, batches of raw green mussels are poured into a conveyor system, Workers wash away the mud and sand, scrape off the shells, and remove dead or undersized ones. The mussels are then steamed, separated, quick frozen or canned, according to international standards. In just a few hours, the muddy mussel patches on the seabed turned into high-end products, ready to export to Europe, Japan, or Latin America. The value has increased many times, turning green mussels into a branded product of the ocean and a source of millions of dollars for fishermen and the seafood processing industry. The green mussel has shown the power of a seemingly ordinary mollusk, but the ocean still has an even more luxurious treasure: abalone, diamond of the sea. Please subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Come join us as we explore the next stories from the ocean floor. From mussels to abalone, the journey to exploit marine treasures is never short of drama.